am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And I'd like to say a few words, if you please, regarding the story that you're about to see. It actually happened. Just take it from me. But there's more to this story than what's on the page. So please pay attention while I set the stage.
Hey guys! Today is the last day of our English week, April 16, 2020. And I'm so sad because today is the last day, but so happy because you joined me in all throughout the English week. And I'm very grateful and very happy of that. Okay, you guys, so today we're going to read you a story of, guess who am I? Exactly, the Lorax. Very good. So me and Teacher Andy are going to read you this wonderful story, which is about of how we can help and how we can protect our planet Earth. Because on Friday, we are going to celebrate Planet Earth Day. So, we're going to finish with this as soon as we read the read out loud of the Lorax. Then you can join me in another video of the crafts we're going to create of the Lorax. You're going to see step by step what do you have to do. So I'll wait for the pictures. Please send them to post it on Facebook. Bye you guys!
At the far end of town, where the crinkle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows. Is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the crinkle grass, some people say if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could. Before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the crinkle grass grows? The old onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows. You won't see the onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkin on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkin, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his nose, his secret strange hole in his scrupulous gloves. Then he groans, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slip! Down slips the whisper muffled to your ear, and the old one's whispers are not very clear. Since they have to come down through a snarly hose, and he sounds as he's had smallish bees up his nose. Now I tell you, he says, with teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean. And the song of the swommy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place. And I first saw the trees, the truffle trees, the bright colored tufts of the truffle trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloo suits as they played in the shade and ate truffle of fruits. From the rebellious pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those truffle trees, all my life I've been searching for such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffle tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and knitted a theme. The instant I finished, I heard a gasp. I looked. I saw something pop out. The stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him. That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a lusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you have made of my truffle? He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you have made of my truffle of tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I am being quite useful. This thing is a theme of fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. but it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers, for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, "Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who will buy that full meat." But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along. And he thought that the need I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laugh at the Lorax. "You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy." "I repeat," cried the Lorax, "I speak for the trees." "I'm busy," I told him. "Shut up, if you please." I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, "Listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Wonsler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take a road to North Nitch, turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch." And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Wonsler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting needs, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the shopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now shopping one tree at the time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making needs 4 times as fast before, and the Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, "I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be shopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shades in the barbaloot suits and happily live eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round. And my poor barbaloots are getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys," he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Wonsler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of the crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I mostly truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads. Of the needs I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on the biggering, selling more needs, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes, when that old nonsense Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and whiffed. He sneezed, he snuffled, he snarkled, he sneezed. Wonsler, he cried, with a querulous croak. Wonsler, you're making such marvelous smoke. My poor swummy swans, why, they can sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in their throat. And so the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog. You smog around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about glippily glop. Your machinery chugs on the day and night without stopping, making gluppily glop, also shockily shop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Wonsler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills and all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dearly. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that
I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, 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 and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into things which everyone needs. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall. The very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smokered stars.
Smoke?
Now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backward glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smug without leaving a trace. All that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Onceler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffula seeds, and truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. Wow, guys, wasn't that a super special story? Wasn't that a very, very good message that the Lorax told us? Isn't it important to take care of Earth? Right? It's so important. Thank you to the Lorax for that special message he shared with us, because you guys know that we need to take care of Earth together, okay? So that is why we decided to read the story to you guys, because tomorrow we're going to see a movie of Earth, okay guys? And this will help us know what do we have to do to save it and what things we shouldn't do to keep destroying it, okay guys? We don't want to be like the character of the Onceler. We want to be like the Lorax, who saves trees and makes the world a better and greater place, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that story and how we are finishing our English week. Wasn't this a spectacular virtual English week? I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did doing these stories for you and these crafts, okay guys? But don't get sad yet, because we have one craft more to do, and let's guess what we can do that is going with the message that the Lorax shared with us. Let's think. A truffula tree. Today we are going to share with you guys how to do a truffula tree, and there are two ways you can do it, okay guys? First, you're going to see Teacher Lexi doing her truffula tree, which is going to be green, and she's gonna use some paper tissue, or you can use constructive paper, okay guys? And then you're going to see my truffula tree, which I use a paper plate and some paint, but you can also use Crayolas, okay? Crayons. It doesn't matter what you use. It's just you need to create something, okay guys? And we're gonna be so excited and waiting for those photos and video of you guys, okay guys? So we love you so much, and thank you for sharing with us in this spectacular English week. We love you guys so much.